Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Don't need anything in particular for the practice this morning, just yourselves and your mat and perhaps a warm blanket, socks, and feel free to sit or lie down to begin. Totally up to you. Perhaps just checking in with yourself. Note how you're feeling and whether you need to recline or just to sit. You might even sit in a chair, sit on some support. And if you feel comfortable, we'll close the eyes or just have a soft downward glance. Perhaps sighing the breath away 2 or 3 times. Just settling into this present moment. Noticing the breath coming in through both nostrils and out through the nose or the mouth at this point. So just allowing everything to slow down. And I thought for the next minute or so, we might just sit or lie in silence. Just an opportunity to be with your breath, with yourself, pausing from your day-to-day life to dive deep within, to connect with your true, authentic self. As you breathe in, you might like to say to yourselves, I have arrived. And as you breathe out, I am home. Inhaling, I have arrived. And exhaling, I am home. So noticing how you are feeling in mind and body. And if there is some discomfort or pain or angst or anxiety, you might like to say to yourself a few times, how human of me. How human of me. I thought we might now rest a hand over the heart center and a hand over the belly. And just begin to connect with the breath. Each breath flowing in and each breath flowing out like a wave, a rhythmic wave in the ocean. So see if you can feel the belly rise first and then the upper chest. And as you exhale, the belly falls and then the upper chest relaxes in. So a long, smooth inhalation, taking the breath right down into the belly, then the upper chest lifts. And on the exhalation, belly deflates and upper chest relaxes. Make sure that you're not starting to tense up the face or the mouth, the teeth, the shoulders. Just watching each breath arise and each breath pass away. So we'll just continue working with this. If you're really comfortable with this, we'll add a second stage, which is to have a little pause at the top of the inhale and a little pause at the end of the exhale. Only if this feels natural and comfortable and you're not straining or forcing. If that's the case, you just focus on long, smooth inhalations and long, smooth exhalations. If it feels natural and comfortable, a little pause at the top of the inhale. It might be a second, it might be 6 seconds. And a pause at the end of the exhale. Again, it might just be a second, it might be 6. No competition. Just following the breath all the way in and following the breath all the way out. So a few more breaths in this way. After your next exhalation, you can release the hands down by your sides. You might once again sigh the breath away. So during the practice this morning, as we did a couple of weeks ago, we are exploring the experience of emptiness, the quiet space between breaths, between thoughts, an inner stillness that connects us to our true home, who we truly are. This can bring up mild to extreme fear for many of us, especially when we pause after the exhalation. This practice has actually been likened to or referred to as a little death, the opportunity to experience a little death in preparation for our ultimate death. So if you find you get anxious or feel really uncomfortable with the pauses, especially that one at the end of the exhale, don't worry about them being there. Just focus on long, smooth inhale, long, smooth exhale. But if you feel okay and you can try to just relax with it and relax into that space, just work with that. Make that your sort of prime focus in the practice this morning. So we're going to start off in a reclined position. So those of you who are seated, I'll invite you to come to lie down. You can have your feet stepped up close to the buttocks, or you can stretch the legs out along the mat. You can keep a blanket over you for now if you're feeling quite cool, and I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. So have your arms out to the side, not under any coverings. This is also a very simple little practice that we did a couple of weeks ago. We're just going to be raising one arm overhead and then the other arm overhead and then lowering both arms down. So I'm going to call out the pauses, but as you know, if it's not comfortable, it doesn't feel natural for you, they don't have to be there. So you can just work with your own breath. So let's exhale all breath to begin. Just check that you're lying in a straight line, tuck the chin forward. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to sweep that left arm up overhead. Pausing at the top of the inhale And then when you need to, just exhale and let that left arm rest overhead. And if you can, a little pause, empty. Now, inhale that right arm up overhead. Pausing full. And when you need to exhale, just let both arms relax overhead, as well as the legs, as well as the torso. Now, breathing in, stretch from fingertips to toe tips, pausing full. And when you need to, exhale, lowering both arms down and pause, empty. So we're going to do 4 more of these. Left arm lifts, inhale. Pausing at the top. And when you need to, exhale and pause, empty. Right arm lifts, inhale. Pausing full, keep the face relaxed. And when you need to, let everything exhale and relax. Pause, empty. Inhale, stretch from fingertip to toe tip, pausing full. And then when you need to, exhale, lower both arms down and pause, empty. So breathing in, left arm lifts. Pausing at the top. And let it all go as you exhale and pause, empty. Right arm lifts, inhale. Pausing full. And exhale, relax and pause, empty. Breathing in, stretching long and tall, pausing full. And in your own time, lowering the arms down and pausing, empty. So do 2 more in your own time with your own breath. I'll not speak for these next 2. So you can follow along if you'd like to, otherwise just work with your own breath. When you finish, no hurry, draw both knees in towards the chest and let's rock from side to side. And then we're going to rock over to one side and come up to sit in a comfortable position. Feel free to sit onto some support, a bolster or perhaps a cushion or a blanket. I'm going to do some little practices now just to open up the lungs a little bit more. And this first one is really good for loosening up the bronchial tubes. If you find you get a bit of a cough, you can drop the practice and you might even just come back to hand on the heart, hand on the belly, as we did earlier. Breathe into the belly, then the chest. Exhale, belly, and then the chest. But otherwise, we're sitting with a nice straight spine. And as we breathe in, we're going to bring the arms up in front, making fists. Hold the breath as we take the arms out to the side. And then we open and close the fists as fast as we can. So we're still pausing full. When you need to exhale, just open the fingers wide, lower the arms down, and pause empty. And if you need to take a little breath there, that's fine. So we're going to do 4 more of these. So breathe in, fists out to the side as you pause full, and then opening and closing the fists as fast as you can. When you need to exhale, open wide and lower the arms. Pause empty and take a little breath if you need to. So 3 more. When you finish, just sit quietly for a moment, noticing the effects of the practice. All right, now the next one is a bit of a cleansing breath, again, working with our lungs. So we're going to make fists. We're going to bring the inner elbows to touch. You can watch the first one if you'd like to. As we breathe in, we're going to take the arms out to the side. And then we make a sound as we bring the, excuse me, the elbows back to touch. So 4 more of these. So inhale. Two more. And when you finish, just release the arms down. And again, just take a breath or two, sitting quietly. Perhaps a gentle smile on your lips. All right, so another one to just loosen up some congestion in the lungs. We're going to make 2 soft taps and then a thump. So you can just do it with fingertips if you're getting a bit of a cough happening there, or making fists. So 2 soft taps, thump, 2 soft taps, thump. And if you'd like to, you can again exhale through the mouth. Right out towards the armpits. Good. And then we can just slow that down and rest one hand over the heart center. You might like to make some little circles in a clockwise direction. Just giving yourself a lovely little massage. Sometimes when we work with the lungs, it can bring up a little bit of sadness, some grief. You know, Chinese medicine, that the lungs are connected to these emotions. So just sending yourself some loving attention, some kindness and care. Just breathing through these emotions. And just let the hand be still. And on your next inhale, I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. I am releasing the hand down. So we're just going to do a little breathing practice. If you're feeling a bit cold, you can wrap a blanket around you. I'm going to work with try to work with Samavriti Pranayama, which is our equal or square parts breathing, where we try to inhale, pause, exhale, pause, empty, all for the same count. Now, if the pauses are not working for you this morning, that's fine. You can just inhale, exhale. So I invite you to visualize a square in front of you or in your mind's eye. And we're going to be following the square around the sides of the square as we breathe. So let's exhale all breath. Take your awareness to the top left-hand corner of the square. And as you breathe in for a count of 4, move your gaze across to the top right-hand corner. Pause as you travel down the right side for the count of 4. And then exhale across the bottom to the bottom left-hand corner to the count of 4. And pause empty up the left side for 4. So inhale across the top, 2, 3, 4. Pause down the right side, 2, 3, 4. Exhale across the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Pause empty up the left side, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out, 2, 3, 4. Pause empty. Inhale. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Pause empty, 2, 3, 4. In. Pause. Out. Pause empty. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Do 2 more rounds in your own time. Finish. Bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra at the heart space. And chant 3 Oms, taking a deep breath in. Bow your head down towards your heart. Release the hands. Let's come into extended child pose, so clearing everything off the mat. Let's see if we can work with our equal parts breathing, Samavriti, with some movement now. So moving from child into cat, back into child. So let's exhale all breath. So I'll count out the pauses, but you just don't worry about the pauses if that's not right for you this morning. So let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, pause. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, pause, empty. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, empty. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause, empty. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause, empty. Breathing in, pause. Breathing out. Do a couple more, counting your own breath. Good. Now let's drop the Samavriti pranayama. Inhale, coming up into cat. We'll tuck the toes and move into down face dog pose. We're going to stay here for one breath. And then breathing in, coming down onto all fours and back into child. So inhale, cat, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. We'll stay for 2 breaths this time. Lowering the knees. Back into child. Okay. Inhale, cat. Down face dog pose. Staying for up to 3 breaths this time. When it's time, lowering the knees and into child. Okay, last one, into cat. Down face dog pose, staying for up to 4 breaths now. It's time to come down, lowering the knees and into child. And you might like to make fists with the hands and just rest your forehead on the fists. Okay, so you've got a choice now of either working with Makarasana, crocodile, so coming right down onto your tummies, palms together, feet hip width, and just working with your breath here, or if you'd like a bit more of a challenge this morning, we'll have a go at low plank. So low plank, we interlace the fingers, the elbows are shoulder width apart, we tuck the toes, and we're hovering off the floor. So you can stay here as long as you like, breathing. When you've had enough, you can just come down and meet the rest of us in crocodile. Make sure you're not holding the breath. If you're really enjoying working with the square breathing and you're in crocodile, you might like to just count the breath to yourself here. With that count of 4. So just another 30 seconds here. All right. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands alongside the chest, lift up, bend the legs, and come back again into your favorite version of child's pose. Now from here, let's come up onto all fours. The knees together, your wrists are directly under your shoulders. You can make fists with the hands if the wrists are a bit sore this morning. I'm going to just stretch the calves to begin. So we'll take the left leg back, tuck the left toes under, and just hold this stretch. Make sure that your head is, the back of the head is in a straight line with your spine. So we're not dropping the head down like this, keeping the head long, breath flowing, fingers spread wide, knuckles at the fingers pressing down. Good, and then we'll bend the left leg and take the right leg back. Good, bend that leg in. So we're going to repeat the calf stretch. For those of you who'd like to, again, work a little bit stronger this morning, we'll have a go at working with plank and holding plank. So you're either going to just take the left leg back and hold that, or we're taking the right leg back as well. So the body's in a straight line, the shoulders over the wrists. Again, we're not dropping the head down. We're breathing. If you want to go a little bit further, you can try crossing the left ankle over the right and just holding that for a breath or two. And then lower that foot down and cross the right ankle over the left. Keep breathing. Uncross. Those of you doing the calf stretch, hopefully you're onto the right side by now. And those of us in plank, when you've had enough, just drop the knees. And again, we'll all meet in child's pose. All right, back onto all fours. I'm going to work with our beautiful flowing gate pose, Parikasana. And I thought we'd see if we can incorporate some of Vritti, so really slowing the movement down. If it's a bit challenging to have those long pauses, you might even just have like a little 1 second or a microsecond pause between the inhale and then at the end of the exhale. Right, so let's exhale all breath to begin. And then as we breathe in, we're going to turn to the left. So we take that left arm up, pausing for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, we come back to all fours. And pause empty, 2, 3, 4. Turning to the right, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, back to all fours. Pause empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to the left, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, back to all fours. Pause empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Let's do one more to each side. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Release back again into child pose. Take a breath or two. Checking in with yourself, note what's going on, how you're feeling, and perhaps saying again to yourselves, how human of me. How human of me. Right, so again, I'd like to give you a couple of options. The gentler option is to come onto your right side now, supporting the head, right leg's bent, left leg is straight, and you're going to raise and lower this leg and do about 5 to 7 on each side. Or we're going to move into plank and then try Vasisthasana 1, which is our side balance. So a lot of shoulder wrist work. So not for those of you who've got issues in that part of the body. So either coming onto your right side now or you're on all fours and you'll come along with me. So we're going to take one leg back and then the other leg back, right hand into the center of the mat, rolling over onto the edge of the right foot. Left hand can be on your hip or extending the left arm up. You can look straight ahead or you might be able to look up towards your left thumb and breathe. Super energetic this morning. You might even lift that left leg up and smile. Good, and then we come back to center, into plank, left hand into the middle, rolling over onto the edge of the left foot, right hand on your hip, or extending that right arm up, looking forward or up towards the right thumb, breathing, perhaps lifting that right leg up. Lower the leg, come back to all fours. And those of you doing the leg raises, we're all going to meet once again back in child. Take your time, take a rest. And gently release, uncurling the spine, come to a kneeling position, either down low or, if it's better for you, this can be your start position as we prepare to work through some kneeling salutes. So not with our Samavritti, but if you can, as you're breathing, try to just notice that little pause at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. See if you can dwell there, even if it's just for a second. So let's exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, cat. Toes. Down, face dog pose. Back into cat. And child. Sliding on the floor through into a low cobra. Back into child. And exhale. So we'll do 4 more, but feel free to rest at any point. You can always visualize yourself doing the practice. Inhale. Exhale. Into cat. Down, first up pose. So slowing it down this morning. Okay, you can always take catch-up breaths if you need to. Into child. Sliding on the floor. Into child. Breathe in. Breathe out. Down, first up pose. Back to cat. And child. Sliding on the floor. Two more without my voice. You just rest with the hands at the heart space. Take a breath or two. You might like to sigh it away. Perhaps saying to yourselves, I have arrived. I am home. All right, we're going to come up to stand. It's taking your time. Standing into Tadasana. Shoulders back up, the palms facing forward so the chest and heart is nice and open and broad. Might like to just close the eyes for a moment. Soften the face, the forehead, the scalp, shoulders softening. And just breathe. So let's come back to Samavriti, our square breathing, and see if we can work with that as we do a simple arm raise and then lower. So remember, you can just drop the pauses if they don't feel right for you this morning. So let's exhale all breath. And as we breathe in, raising the arms, 2, 3, 4. Pause with your fingertips touching. And then exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause empty. Inhale. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Pause empty, 2, 3, 4. If you'd like to, try coming onto your tiptoes. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower the heels, lower the arms, and pause empty. Let's try 2 more. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Last one. Okay, bring the hands back into prayer position. We'll work with circle of joy, adding a couple of extra poses. So let's drop Samavriti, but again, we're just trying to be mindful of a little pause at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale, seeing if we can just dwell in that space, even if it's just a second. Take all of our attention to that place. So let's exhale all breath, and then breathing in, and breathing out. Inhale, arms above the head. You can separate the arms if you need to, leaning over to the left. Inhale back to center, over to the right. Back to center. And float the arms down, interlacing the fingers behind you. Breathe in. And then we're coming into a forward fold, lifting the arms up and over. Inhale, coming back up, palms touch. And exhale. So we'll do 2 more of these. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. over to the left, to centre, to the right, to centre. Interlace your fingers, breathe into the heart. Come forward. Inhale, coming up, palms to touch. And exhale. And last one without my voice. It's beautiful. All right, let's work with a flowing warrior one. So come to the backs of your mats, step the left leg forward, so your hips are square, facing forward. So again, going nice and slowly with a little pause at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. So let's exhale all breath. Bend the left leg, inhale, take the arms up. And to shoulder height. Inhale, palms alongside your chest and hands into prayer. Inhale, raise the arms up and release. So 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Step the feet together and right leg forward. So hips are square. Relax your shoulders. Exhale all breath. So bending the right leg, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Raising the arms. 2 more. Nice. All right, one more standing pose. We're going to do another warrior, flowing warrior 2. So legs are wide, turn your right toes around, left toes in. And then let's inhale, raise the arms. So a little pause and then bending that right leg. So we're not holding. As we breathe in again, we're going to straighten that right leg, bring the arms in, hands come up through the center to the heart, and then exhale back into the pose. So just 2 more of these. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale, straighten the right leg, release the arms, turn the feet around, and inhale. Exhale, bending the left leg. Just soften the shoulders. Breathe in, straighten that front leg, hands come up to the heart, and exhale. So 2 more. Straighten the front leg and release the arms. Let's release the legs, give a shake, and then we're going to just come to lie down with the feet stepped up close to the buttocks. And you might like to rest a hand on the heart, hand on the belly. Close the eyes and just take a moment to check in with yourself, note what's going on inside. Again, you might say to yourselves, how human of me. How human of me. And then bring your palms down alongside your hips in preparation for working with bridge. And we're coming back to Samavritti, our square breathing. So let's exhale all breath, tucking the chin forward, press the lower back down, and then breathing in as we lift to the count of 4, pausing, 2, 3, 4, exhale, rolling down, pause, empty, 2, 3, 4, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, empty, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, empty, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, empty. Now you can continue with that. If you'd like to try something a little bit stronger, bit of a hip opener and groin opener, bring the feet together. Place the left ankle on your right ankle on your left thigh. Press the palms into that, and we continue. So inhaling, lifting up. Try to drop that right knee out, pausing at the top. And exhale, lowering down. If you don't want to do this one, just do the normal bridge. Pause, empty. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, empty. One more. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Place the right foot down, take the left foot up, and we continue. Inhale. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. Pause empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause empty. Breathing in, last one. Pause. Breathing out. Pause empty. Lower the left foot down. Bring the knees in, either working now with happy baby or just knees together, and let's rock from side to side. Come back to center, stretch the legs along the mat with Samavriti, inhaling, stretching both arms up over the head, pausing, 2, 3, 4, lowering the arms, 2, 3, 4, pause empty. 2 more, inhale, pause, exhale, pause empty. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause empty. All right, so we're going to come up now to work with another pranayama practice and then a little meditation before relaxation. So I'm going to come up closer to you once again. If you want to pop some socks on or sit with a blanket wrapped around you, if you're really low in energy, of course you can do this lying down, but it's always good to do pranayama seated if possible. I thought we'd have a go at Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, the alternate nostril breathing with Samavriti. All right. So either lying down or sitting with a nice straight spine. And if you have a favorite technique you like to use, you can work with that. If you're not sure, I'm not mirroring you here, so right hand is up, thumb to the tip of the right nostril, index finger middle on the bridge of the nose, ring finger on the tip of the left nostril. If the arm ties, you can support it with the elbow with the left hand. So I'll count a few rounds and then I'll let you work on your own, counting the breath for a few more rounds. Let's exhale all breath to begin. Close the tip of the right nostril. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Pause empty. Inhale right. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. Pause empty. Inhale left. Pause. Exhale right. Pause empty. Inhale right. Pause. Exhale left. Pause empty. Work with a few more rounds, counting your own breath now. To make this your last round, finishing with an exhalation through the left nostril. And when you finish, just sit quietly for a moment with the eyes closed, allowing the breath to flow. So I would like us to work now with a little meditation for about 5 minutes and then just a very short relaxation at the end. So you're welcome to lie down for this meditation or just stay seated and you can lie down afterwards. So again, we want to make sure that we're sitting nice and tall with an upright spine, shoulders relaxed, skin of the face soft, eyes lightly closed or with a soft downward glance. And I invite you to imagine that you are standing on a train platform and imagining that there is a train and that each train or each carriage of the train represents one of your thoughts. So you're sitting on this platform, just watching the train pass by, trying to stay in the present. So it can be very tempting to follow a carriage along. We get carried away with our thoughts and it can take us off to all sorts of places. Sometimes we can try to look back into the past at carriages in the past. So try to stay very still, very centered and present in the here and now. Just allowing the train to move, each carriage to pass by with not getting attached to any one particular carriage, one particular thought. So you keep letting go, letting things move past, move through, move on. Breathing, staying very still and quiet. And then after a little while, see if you can begin to Notice the space between the carriages and see if you can focus all of your attention on that gap, that space. So peering through the gap, staying with the space. The carriages will keep going. Might be moving really fast if your mind's really active this morning, or it might be moving very, very slowly. But your whole focus now is that little bit of space between the carriages, just dwelling in that space. What do you see as you gaze into that space, through that space? What do you feel? Gently release the practice. You might like to stay seated if you're happy there. Otherwise, feel free to come to lie down. Might sigh the breath away, or just rest for a couple of minutes in silence. Feel free to stay resting here. Otherwise, very quietly and slowly now start to deepen the breath. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. Might like to rest a hand over the heart and just say to yourself, I have arrived. I am home. If you're lying down, you might like to come up to sit. That's optional. We'll close the practice with one Om. If you'd like to join with me, you can bring the hands together at the heart. Deep breath in. Oh. Namaste. Thank you. Nice to be back and to see some of your faces. Lovely to connect, even if we're not physically together. still feels like a beautiful connection. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day and keep in touch. Love to you all. Bye.